What's going on, guys? No, just checking in. I want to immediately say to anyone who saw my last video that I recorded while having already had a few drinks, and then I posted 12 drinks in. I woke up being like, what did I just post online? And then I watched it back, and it was fine. It was raw, that's for sure. But thank you to people that reached out and just continue to support me no matter what is going on with me. I just have some of the most caring, involved, thoughtful, loving community members here. We have a good group of people here, and I'm not saying that I read those back and felt like anyone was co-signing my BS. I just felt like people had some compassion for me, and this has been a difficult stretch for me trying to get sober. Very difficult, needless to say. To anyone who understands the disease of alcoholism and addiction and then knows my history knows that this is a reoccurring issue that seems endless, which is getting sober and then relapsing. And so learning from it and trying to figure out what I'm going to do different and how I can overcome this is something I've put online, for better or worse. But seeing hundreds, I think I had 500 plus comments on my most recent video that I posted in a very vulnerable state. Just like it almost brought me to tears because it's amazing. So thank you guys. Now, this video is going to be my new game plan to stay sober. I just want to tell you what new things we're going to be trying. I want to give you guys an update on my ulcer situation or potential ulcer, and I'm getting an endoscopy today, so we'll talk a little bit about that. And then basically just a quick check-in, because if I'm going to post something really raw, like me being drunk, talking on camera, which is, no pun intended, a big no-no. It's something I literally have committed not to do, because I feel like it's so triggering, and it's just, but I started drinking and I did it. Anyway, so really quick recap, but I had a year of sobriety and recovery. I was in a 12-step program. Things were going pretty darn well. I started getting depressed. I didn't stay in the middle of the program. I lost track of my why. I gave in to cravings, old behaviors. There's a myriad of reasons someone like me, whose life has genuinely benefited from sobriety, why he goes back to drinking, and it's crazy. Alcoholism is crazy, but I did. And I've been back to my normal level of drinking, which was where I was at prior to getting sober. I got back there pretty fast. Towards the end of my drinking here, about 3 nights a week of massive binge drinking, occasionally 4. For me, that looked like 10 to 14 beers typically, with occasionally going a little over, occasionally going a little under, 3, maybe sometimes 4 days a week of drinking to that capacity, and then binge eating. And then just trying to hold my life together. Instantly went from being in a space where I'm like, I am finally making progress in my life as a man and as a husband and as a business owner and as an athlete and as a person and just all of these things, as a friend, as a son. I was making so much progress in sobriety, but when I go back out to drinking, the way I drink, the way it kind of takes over my life, there's a lot of obsession about drinking, a lot of planning around drinking, and a lot of rituals about drinking, and then staying sober and isolating, not staying sober, but detoxing, and then isolating and managing my finances and trying to look good. It's exhausting. The whole thing is exhausting. And then, as does pertain to this update, as I juggled on July 4th, I got drunk, and I've said this before, and then I binge ate, and then I woke up with a terrible pain right here, just below, or just right at my sternum, upper abdominal area, burning pain, like I had a rash inside my stomach, and it hasn't gone away. And it's been one of those catalysts for bringing me to my knees and forcing me to surrender, and giving me the opportunity to surrender once more to the fact that I'm just a garden variety hopeless alcoholic who cannot in any way, just like gave me a sharp burn right there, who cannot manage his own life and control his drinking. It just takes control of me, and I get out of control. So over the summer, I did everything I could other than not drink to heal my ulcer. And I talked about it. I did a bone broth fast. I swore to everyone I wasn't going to drink. I swore to myself, and I meant it. And I was going to do bland foods and no processed foods, no added sugars, no acidic foods, no high fatty foods, basically just the perfect diet to heal from an ulcer. Plus, I was going to do cabbage juice every single day, fresh, and all of this stuff, trying to fix this. But I couldn't stop drinking. And I haven't been able to heal this ulcer. And so it was one of those things that just reminded me how fucking powerless I am over this. Because I'm like sitting there praying at night as my anxiety's high and I'm burning my stomach. Please don't drink. No, please don't drink. What if this turns into a bleeding ulcer? What if you have a complication? What if this kills you? Because it can. And I wasn't able to stop drinking even for that, which is insane. And I know that. And Anyway, so that started this journey of like, okay, I don't know what else to do. I'm scared. I need to make an appointment to see a specialist, which I did, a GI doctor, a gastrointestinal doctor, and I need to get sober. So I started going back to 12-step meetings. I got a new sponsor. I started reading new literature. And it's been a battle. It's been a battle because I'll get a few days and I'll relapse. I'll get a few days and I'll relapse. And so the new game plan, long-winded, but the new game plan, that was such a long, I'm like, I'm going to quickly update you. And then I just ran my mouth for 3 minutes. Because I like to always assume someone might be watching this and, getting to know me for the first time. That's sort of how I think about it. But anyway, as I have continued to relapse despite genuine effort to stay sober, I am making my world smaller and I'm tightening up my circle and I'm setting up new things to help me overcome what has been a very difficult first early part of sobriety. The cravings, the obsession, the feeling I get when I just can't take another moment without drinking. It's so strong that I don't know what I'm going to do or when I'm going to do it. And what I mean by that is I could like have this massive conviction, right? I'm praying at night. I'm doing my 12-step homework. I'm meeting with my sponsor. I'm going to meetings. I'm being open to everyone. I have hope in my heart. I'm going to do this. I'm going to get this. And then I just grab my car keys, drive to the store, and start chugging beer, So what we're going to do now, here's the new game plan. I was talking to my parents after the day after the video I posted that you guys saw. I was like, do I need to go back to rehab? Like, is that what's happening? Because I don't trust myself and I don't know when I'm going to be able to. And I think the only reasonable thing to do when I'm in a space where I just don't trust what I may or may not do or think at any given moment, despite what I want or what I know to be right, is to set up more boundaries. So I asked her, I need to go to rehab, and my team, being my mom, my dad, my wife, my sponsor, we decided, I think this was my idea, but they agreed with this new plan, which is to turn over my car keys, turn over all my money, so my cards, my cash or whatever, and my ID, to turn that over for a minimum of 30 days until I get 30 days of sobriety and recovery and get through the squirrely, really obsessive, really just jonesing, intense craving phase of trying to get sober. We're going to set up, give myself as much opportunity and the best chance to make that happen. So if I don't have access to a vehicle and I don't have access to my finances and I don't have an ID, it doesn't absolutely guarantee it. Like, I pray to God I don't get super crazy and like steal or whatever, like ask other people to buy it for me. I mean, I'm going to try to stay really open to people about that. I truly don't believe it'll come to that, but I don't put anything past addiction and alcoholism. Like, I pray it doesn't come to that. Suffice to say, I'm not going to go there and dwell too much, but I feel like with those new boundaries in place, it really gives me a good opportunity to go ahead and get through what clearly is a very difficult stage for me, which is early sobriety. So on top of that, I'm going to a meeting every single day, which is a 12-step meeting. I'm working with my sponsor. We are meeting once a week, and I have a men's meeting as well. And then just, trying to do the next right thing. So that's the update on what we're going to do to help me get sober, maintain some sobriety, and hopefully get my life back. The life that I always dream about and want, but I just feel so far away when I'm in the grips of drinking. And I didn't think it was all that bad until it really was. I thought I was controlling my drinking fine, which I'm going to go over some of the things I did to control my drinking, and we're just going to dispel any idea that I was controlling it. I was just holding shit together barely. But aside from that, so that's the update there. And thank you for your kind words. And just know that if you're on this journey with me, if getting sober is difficult for you, like it's been for me this time around, and I'm someone who's had a year plus of sobriety multiple times, but every time is like this new battle that I can't believe how hard it is. Just know that you're not alone, and we can get through this together. And there's hope, even when we feel insane, even when we behave insane. I was told to hate the disease, don't hate the person. So I have to show myself love and grace and then just keep trying though. I can't not try. I can't just be like, oh, I'm just destined to be this horrible alcoholic who's gonna die young and have this horrible life and just ruin everyone around me, or deeply impact them in a negative way. It's like, no, I've got to believe in myself. I still need me. So you still need you. We still need each other. Thank you for being here. And just know that this is life. It's messy. I would have much rather gotten sober a long time ago on this channel. Been multiple years sober right now, working recovery and just being in the solution. But it's tough for me to get out of the problem. And there's a lot to unpack there, but I gotta stay sober for starters, and then we can get there. The next update is about that ulcer, right? So I had my appointment today. This is the 16th of October. I'm not sure when I'm gonna post this, but I had my appointment with my GI doctor finally. And we did the intake stuff and found out that she actually had an opening today. So I saw her this morning at 8. And I'm having my endoscopy at 4. So an endoscopy is where they take, I believe, a video camera / photography camera. They're gonna sedate me, and then they're going to put it down my throat, and we're going to just check everything out and see if we can't get a formal diagnosis. And then I will update you guys on the treatment plan that I understand is probably a moot point if I can't get sober. And I've always deeply understood that, which is why that instinct to save my own life kicks in when I feel scared and out of control like I've been. So I was very open with my doctor about it. I told her the amount of drinking I've been doing. I told her I've been trying to get sober, and I told her about the binge eating after drinking, all stuff that makes it really tough to get healed with these ulcers. And unless I'm mistaken, I hope I'm not catastrophizing, we're still in the same point where we're like, we have to pray we can heal this before it turns into a complicated ulcer, potentially, which is where it starts bleeding, which can be very, very dangerous. But I've kept myself pretty calm. I've kept my personal language pretty positive. And I understand that all I can do is focus on what I can do today. I'm sober today, thank goodness. And I have this endoscopy, right? They're gonna take a biopsy as well, test my stomach for some H. pylori bacteria. I had tested a stool sample, but I was on omeprazole, which is an antacid blocker, or which is an acid blocker, stomach blocker, which can create false negatives and skewed results for the H. pylori. And H. pylori, for those of you that don't know, is a bacteria that can sometimes accumulate in the body and the stomach that's often associated with gastric ulcers, which is what I imagine I have based on my symptoms. So we're gonna go ahead and do that procedure today. I'm not scared. I'm actually really looking forward to it. And we're gonna stick to this game plan. I'm gonna hold on. I'm gonna keep the faith. I'm gonna try to continue to be open with you guys. Please continue to share your stories and experiences. Listen, I can't possibly get back to everyone right now, and I'm not saying they're like, I'm some big famous person, and I just don't have time for you. If you look at my last few videos and the crazy engagement, which is like, blows my mind, it would literally, it's like impossible to actually get back to everyone, but I read as many, if not all of them as I can, not in the last one, because there was hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, but I read many of them, and I can't tell you how powerful they are to me, and how powerful your messages are to other people who look at the comment section. I mean, I've been blessed with a group of people, you guys, who just get involved. And so a lot of you are getting involved with one another. And it matters. Sharing your personal testimony, your personal experiences matter. And listen, as long as it's respectful criticism, that matters too. My shit doesn't stink. And I sometimes when you're in like this insane space that I'm in, I can't quite see my own crazy for what it is. It's hard to discern when I'm in the midst of this, but I know that I have the capacity to get there. I just have to be gentle with myself as I get honest again and realize just how crazy I've been. So keep communicating, keep sharing your personal journey with me. If you're the type to send good vibes about the endoscopy. Try not to go to any extremes like, oh, you have early stages of cancer, or you know, you have ulcers everywhere, and who knows, I don't know. You get nervous, right, when you feel out of control, but you know that you have to bend to a process in order to get better, like your life is in your own hands type of thing. Anyway, that's it. That's my update. Mental health has been okay. You know, when I feel in the solution, my mental health feels better. When I just keep relapsing and drinking hopelessly the way I do, of course it makes me just scared and sad and befuddled. So I'm up and down. All right, I love you guys. I don't think I ever say that, but I do. I have so much love for you guys. I appreciate you guys. And we'll see you guys in the next video. Adios.